Morning. This is Nita with the Timepiece Garden. Panda's going off to run patrol. Not seeing Kitty Blaze yet this morning. He might be trying to sleep in. Chickens are already out doing their patrol rounds. Yes, I'm in the garden. Partially so I can go ahead and seed save off of the strawberry spinach before the worms eat it all, and then go ahead and cut it all back. And then do some other stuff. I had a friend who's already planted everything they were going to plant and had some stuff left in pots. There's like 9 tomatoes. I think I have 8 empty buckets. Will I get a really good harvest? Probably not. We're so late in the season. But it's possible, if they survive transplant, that's a tomato. I might get some. More than you know, the four I have in the buckets and the 3 volunteers are going to give me anyway. And if not, it's no big deal. Having said that, there's some summer squash in bloom, and there's some zucchini back there. So, you know, if I get nothing, it's okay. But if I do get something, you know, a little more fruit, a little more veggies, life is awesome. So let me start figuring out where I have holes, kind of like the orchard down there. I know I put some more seeds out so I could have a second flush, but it is an opening. Might end up sticking some summer squash in there and let them vine in the aisleway type thing. I can't put them where I've already put the green beans and the carrots in, but I do have some openings in some locations. That's green beans, but that area right there is open. I can put something right there. A summer squash or a zucchini. You know, something that's not going to interfere with what's already in the garden. That's what I'm looking at. All right, talk to you in a few. All righty. So, first thing I did was come in and trim all of the strawberry spinach. And take all the stems and the leaves and threw them out to the chickens. And from there I sprayed. That way if there's any worms or critters in here that were eating the strawberry spinach, it's not going to try and eat the tomatoes. I'll be harvesting some today. Isn't that pretty? Look, I'm going to have a couple of tomatoes. Anyway, so I did spray them. I don't need whatever it was that was eating the strawberry spinach to transfer to the tomatoes or to the tomatoes that I'm getting ready to plant in here. On the strawberry spinach, though, before I cut it all down, I did go ahead and seed harvest. So I've got seeds, you know, it's just how it is. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and plant some tomatoes and fill my 12 buckets again and rerun the hose and, you know, do what I do. And with that, I'll talk to you in a few. All done. So just in time, the sun is just hitting this corner. So I did the whole cut and come again thing. Just literally chopped them down, sprayed for worms. And then this one was already here. You can see I got all the little ones now. Strings are in place, they're planted. Kind of all the way around. That was one that's been here. New ones. I don't know if you heard the hawk. Does that make sense? Now my Roo does a really good job. He heard the hawk, he made a noise, and all of my hens, I want to say, are over here in the scrub. They also hang out in the scrub along the row. I was like, I know there's chickens here, and the chickens are like, you can't find us. Heifer. Cool. Anyway, tomatoes. All planted. I did go ahead and harvest the ones that were ripe. I ate 2. They were really, really tasty. The chickens ate 2 because they remember getting tomatoes from me in the garden. You know, anything that was ripe or damaged, I would throw them tomatoes. And they've been cocooing over here going, Mom, where's the tomatoes? So, yes, I gave them 2, and they were just like, yes! It was Cinnamon and Copper that was over here, and Cinnamon got a half and has never had a tomato before. And Copper was like, give me the tomato, and Cinnamon was like, no. No, this is mine. So, but, yeah. Copper had a half, Cinnamon had a half, Parthos had a half. There's a half over there somewhere They didn't see where it went. They'll find it. But everybody's planted. Strings are up. Now I won't lie, I do need to get 2 strings. This one had a double in it. That one is strung, this one is not. Same thing here. This one is strung, this one is not. I'll get some more string and I'll string them up. You know, just not today. I've got other stuff to do today. The, you know, little things at a time. The, where are we at? Neat. Go up a row. The, what I put over here, there you go, summer squash. There's 4 of them. There's 2 here, and then there's 2 down there at the end. There were also 4 zucchinis, but I don't want them to crossbreed, so I'm going to put the 4 zucchinis over where I have the gap in the asparagus, since it's not taking up the entire row. Same thing, they'll do well or they won't. You know, it's so late in the season. Squash bugs should not be a problem. That's an early June pest. So they might actually come back and produce some fruit. If not, I've lost nothing. You know, and if they do, I had everything to gain. Oh, having said that, yes, I still have elderberry in bloom. Craziness, and then you come over here and see if I can zoom in on one. Maybe. Go down. There it is. I do have elderberries. You know, hanging out waiting to see if they'll turn purple, and keeping my fingers crossed that they'll make it. Otherwise, the garden's doing fine. You know, these comfreys love it here, and I'm glad. You know, because again, it's a nitrogen fixer. If it gets too big or too large, I can chop and drop and use it as an in-place mulch. The watermelon is still just, it's loving it. It's got flowers on it. I don't know if they're male or female yet. You know, not quite easy to see it. But it's okay. Life is awesome. Garden's doing well. Or trying to, anyway. You know, considering all the hail damage I had. Alright, having said that, let me go try and plant these zucchinis. I know they look rough. They should be better once they're in the ground. And I'll talk to you in a few. Alright, next thing I have to do is cut that rose back. It's dead, and they sprayed it with poison. There's no reason for the rose to be that dead and everything else to still be that green. You know? So before all the leaves drop and all the poisons drop and actually take over in the bed, I got to cut the whole thing back. At least back to the root. And then maybe I can save this corner of the bed. You know? I'm still just mad. And the other reason why you know they sprayed it, if you look at the orange yellow of it. That makes sense. A rose doesn't on its own dye that color. That's the same color as everything else that was sprayed by them. You know? Normally when a plant dies of disease or, you know, not enough water or excessive heat, it looks like that. Or that. Does that make sense? It doesn't look that orange. It doesn't look like that. So anyway, yes, I'm still mad, but I need to get it cut back. You know, cut back as far as I can before it ruins anything else and throw it over in the burn pile. Not happy. And I'll talk to you later.